Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sam here, United People's TV. Now, as far as Tuesday mornings go, an Oasis reunion announcement at 8 a.m. and a Manuel Ugarte Ornstein bomb at 8:45 a.m. That's not a bad way to get over a bank holiday. I'm going to run through the full details. The deal has been agreed. Ugarte is flying in for his Manchester United medical this morning. I'm going to run through the details of the fee and we can have a conversation around him. We'll speak about the Oasis reunion gig. We'll speak about Hannibal. We got the Here We Go to Burnley yesterday. Jadon Sancho, Scott McTominay, Raheem Sterling. Nothing's happening there. But I tell you what, this is going to be an enjoyable show. In my opinion, this will be the last Here We Go this summer. I'd be very surprised if Manchester United signed anybody else. But hey, I'd like to be pleasantly surprised. So we will find out what's going on here. But as oh man, JC, I love you, everybody. It is going to be Oasis reunion gig. Should really have a different song for this one, but I'll be honest. Man, I'm absolutely buzzing for that. But JC, you're gifting 50 down there. I'm probably going to end up gifting someone. Sod it. Let me get involved. All right, can I do it from here? Can I do that there? Membership gifting. Let me see if I can throw in that. Yeah, man. Oh, one sec. Make sure that works there. Does that work there? And then we can kick off the show. Boom. There's 20 from me. Hey, look at that. This is the community. Magmama, you're gifting 10. And JVD, you're gifting 5. But ladies and gents, let's jump into the show. Let's enjoy this one. Did Manchester United need to sign Ugarte? Yes. Capital Y-E-S. We needed a midfielder this summer. I didn't think that we could personally... Well, I wouldn't anyway. I wouldn't have been able to rate this summer above a 7 unless we signed a midfielder and we got the man that we've been going after all summer. You know, there has been lots said about... Actually, there's not really been that much. Fofana. Maybe there was some stories around Fofana. There's been whispers about Zubimendi. And a couple of other midfielders, Richard Rios, here or there. But Ugarte is the man that United wanted. And I'm sure there's going to be people down here, right? There we go down there. What's your name down here? Someone's trying to piss on everyone's bonfire. Where is your name? Let me pull your name out. 60 mil for a one-dimensional midfielder who no one else wanted. Sure. All right, mate. Well, let's enjoy. Actually, no, you can just, go sit in the corner and enjoy yourselves at parties. That's pretty much what you do. Ugarte, is it going to be the perfect signing? Well, let's find out. I don't think it'll be a perfect signing, but boy, is it going to add a lot to the midfield that Manchester United simply don't have. I'm going to run through the full story here. You can see what the price is. 50 million euros plus 10 million in add-ons. So we are talking about a permanent deal here for Ugarte, right? Manchester United were, last week it was reported to be a loan with an obligation. And now it's a permanent deal, which I think United wanted all summer long. And that's probably why the McTominay deal was so important. 50 million euros is 42 million pounds. Is that the same price as De Ligt, I believe? The exact same price. I don't know whether there's 10 mil add-ons on there. Now, I've said this countless times before, and I will stand by the same thing here. I don't care about add-ons, all right? You know, the only reason PSG get those add-ons is if he's successful. And if he's successful, do we really care? Giving out an extra 10. Go on in. There you go. Have that little bit. Fine by me. No idea what the add-ons will be. Whether that's X amount of appearances. Whether that is Man United winning the title. Nobody knows. Mate, Garlic Bread, man, I can see you down there. You're gifting 10 and it's the food army's coming out because Captain's steak bake. Gifting 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes. Gifting 5 as well. Yeah, Duncan Castle was first to that news. Right, let me run through the full story here from David Ornstein, all right? He is travelling to Manchester for his medical, all right? Ugarte is travelling today to undergo a medical ahead of completing a proposed move worth £42 million plus the 10 million euros in add-ons. PSG wanted a fixed fee, but United's 10 million add-ons will be bonus-related and linked to his performances at Old Trafford. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. You know, in the same way that I think all contracts at Manchester United should be not incentive-based, should be performance-based and incentive-based. So you'll get an X amount of base fee as your salary. It's like, you know, if you're working in sales, you get on-target earnings. If the company hits the targets, you'll get a nice juicy bonus because you've clearly done your job properly. That should be the case with all contracts in Manchester United. You're going to get a nice salary, but for you to reach the max potential of your salary, United have got to win things. And that right there is the transfer signing equivalent. 50 million euros for a 23-year-old Ugarte who clearly is going to add so much to this midfield. And by the way, ladies and gents, make sure you keep your notifications on because probably around about 10 a.m. this morning, I'm going to drop my Manuel Ugarte transfer profile video that I've had prepared for a long time. That's how long this transfer has been waiting. But yeah, if they get that extra 10 mil, then it's because Ugarte's been a success. Fine by me. We actually have a food army here. I'm Potato gifted 10 memberships as well. Man, this is good fun. All of you, please join the Discord. I can't encourage you to do it enough. It's growing. It's getting more and more inclusive. There's things to do. I think we'll have to do a Q&A this week. We'll do that. Right, let's read through more of this. United's move for the PSG midfielder coincides with McTominay joining Napoli. And it may well have been... This was just a bit of a domino effect. It happens sometimes in football. All right, in fact, I can go to it now, right? I've just quickly updated this board, which is pretty much feeling complete now. Now, you can see the caveat, the disclaimer in the middle at the top, right? These fees are just the upfront fees. There's nothing here about add-ons, all right? There's nothing here about what it could be. And also, it's not amortized. So we're not paying 42 million upfront for Ugarte. That's not going to be coming out of Manchester United's bank account this summer. But overall, this is how much these deals are worth to our football club across the course of the entire deal. And you can see what the net spend is looking like. Pretty much bang on there. £100 million. Which I believe there were reports prior to the FA Cup final that Man United's transfer net spend was looking around about... actually, no, Hannibal's not on there. It's a good point. Thank you very much down there. I don't really know. I mean, I'll put Hannibal here, but I don't know how much that deal is worth yet. All right, so I'll put Hannibal to Burnley there. Hannibal to Burnley. And we'll put a question mark next to it because there's no point guessing. At some point, we'll be able to update that. And that will probably drop the overall net spend to just below £100 million. So, yeah, apparently it was going to be around about 50 million before the FA Cup final. Won the FA Cup final. Got into the Europa League. So the budget went up a little bit. And 100 million has always felt kind of what United would do. And we're pretty much bang on budget. To sign Xerxes, Yoro, De Ligt, Mazraoui, and Ugarte for a rough net spend of 100... And people, who cares about net spend? The accountants do. PSR does. I don't really care, truth be told. But it's an intrinsic part of modern football. So you have to care about the net spend, whether you genuinely do or not. You need to. United's move for the... right, okay, ran through that bit already. United have been exploring a deal for Ugarte, but were reluctant to meet the 60 mil euro overall price, which is what we've done, but I've just explained that. Don't do that again. United view this as an attractive deal for what they believe to be one of the best young midfielders in the game. Well, fingers crossed. Whose performances for Uruguay in this summer's Copa America resulted in him being named the team of the tournament. United considered alternatives. Sanderberg, Amrabat, blah, 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 blah. That's a little bit of club info. Right, okay, that's all the info from there. Let's go back up to that. And let's read your comments out down here. All right. Anode, you're asking, do you think he will make his debut against Liverpool? He's not been involved in both of PSG's games. Right. So therefore, he's not going to be 100% match fit. He played in the Copa America until, the semi-final with Uruguay? So he was fit for that. But it's going to take time. I probably would expect him to be in the squad to face Liverpool. In the starting 11, I'd be surprised. But I don't know how fit he is. All right. Let me go read some of your comments out down here. Now we just need to sell Sancho. Fingers crossed, man. If we do sell, in my opinion, if we figure out a way to move Sancho on this summer, I think it will be a loan with an obligation deal attached to it. Therefore, I don't think it will actually change what this overall net spend is, because it will just be him going out on loan. But look at that shift. I was going to do my lunchtime video today on how I think for the first time ever, we can actually truly say a clear out has properly started at Manchester United. Right? And just look at that board. Martial leaving on a free, Varane leaving on a free. That saves over $500,000 wages. McNeil, Forson and Williams, them all leaving, and Shoretire. That's just like, good luck to you elsewhere, but you don't have a future at United. Van der Beek, Cambuala, fringe player. Greenwood, never playing for us again. Wan-Bissaka, 1 year left on his deal. We can upgrade him with Mazraoui, and I think we did. Pellistri, fringe player. Fish, an academy prospect that didn't have a pathway in the first team. Sell him. Oyedele, same reason. Vitek, gone out on loan. And McTominay was a player that we could get money for, and the player that we have got money for to reinvest into the squad. Good luck. McTominay was a good squad player. I wasn't forced. I don't think United forced him out, but it just made sense. And Ugarte out and McTominay, Ugarte in and McTominay out. Ladies and gents, that right there is the most balanced midfield I've seen at Manchester United for longer than I care to remember. Is it going to be perfect? No, there's going to be question marks about Ugarte's ability to progress the ball. However, if we're looking at the biggest weakness inside this Manchester United midfield, it's been, in my opinion, out of possession. It's been defending. It's been stopping counters. It's been coping with transitions. It's been the space left in behind when Casemiro goes in or Mainu goes in and they're both forward and there's no one in behind. That's been the biggest weakness. Now, would we have preferred a João Neves? Yeah, I probably would have. Truth be told, I would have. If at the start of summer you gave me two options, said Sam, right, Man United can sign either João Neves or Manuel Ugarte, I would have gone for João Neves. Let's not pretend otherwise. However, does that mean that Manuel Ugarte is going to be a bad signing? No, it does not. You know what it is, right? In the modern game, I think especially in midfield, if I'm being honest, you don't really get specialists anymore. And by that, I mean, you don't get a number 6 who's just a number 6. You don't get a number 8 who's just a number 8. Or a number 10. You know, the traditional old school number 10, your Wesley Snyders, or who else like that? I don't know. Loads of other players you can name that. But Snyder's a good example. You kind of get midfielders who are a little bit of everything. Somebody who can play number 6, but also has the ability to bring the ball forward. Ugarte is a little bit of a nod to the old school. He is straight up a number 6. He is going to be, he's got that dog, Uruguayan terrier. Now, and I'll lead the tactical discussions to a conversation tomorrow or the next day. And you can check out the transfer profile video that's going out after this. But Ugarte is a very exciting signing. And imagine that, right? We all had expectations this summer, didn't we? We all had hopes of what it could be. Man United have signed not one central defender, but 2 central defenders. And those 2 central defenders are Yoro and De Ligt. And even the most optimistic of United fan would never have put those two names down. Not a chance. Unless you were drunk on optimism, then you would have said that. Mazraoui in for Wan-Bissaka, I just think is a really nice squad upgrade for pretty much no outlay. Nice, like that. Xerxes, think is a very exciting signing. His debut showed that. Think he will only get better in this team. And then we needed the midfielder. And ladies and gents, we've got him. Ladies and gents, we got him. Old school meme. I'm really excited about this one. Because, boy, would we have struggled this season. Without Ugarte there, we would have struggled. Now, Karam, someone banned Karam in the comments there for mentioning Rabiot's name. I don't know why people keep doing this, right? Type yes or no in the comments. Do you think that's the last signing we make? Personally, I think it is. Unless there's a surprise. And if there is a surprise, it's probably going to be a low-cost central midfielder. I don't know who that would be. Now, obviously, it doesn't get lower cost than free with Rabiot, but nah, man. No chance. Rabiot would be in exactly the same category as Raheem Sterling for me. A player who, you could say, well, great. You don't sign Sterling or Rabiot if you're genuinely building a squad. All right? You do sign Ugarte, though. It doesn't mean, in my opinion, that I think next summer we still need another central midfielder, by the way. Because Casemiro's staying. So that's an easy one. Next summer is where the big midfield signing comes in my opinion. Lots and lots and lots of you firing in comments here. Someone saying Amrabat on the cheap. It could be possible. Remember, we turned down, what was it, a 20 million euro option. So if it is going to be cheap, it has to be cheaper than that. No more to come, says Matt. I don't think there will be either. We need a ball carrier, and Rabiot fits best. I don't care what you say about Rabiot's profile. Blah, 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 blah. Means absolute sweet FA. We are not signing Rabiot. That is not a player who comes into... Why do people keep saying it? It's not Football Manager. It's not FIFA. It's about harmony. It's about squad environment. It's about the right people joining in. Rabiot is red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Oh, he's free. Red flag, red flag, red flag. But he can bring the ball forward. Red flag, red flag. Just be better. Right, what's someone saying down here? I think someone sent a super chat. Where was that one there? I swear it was. 1 second here. I think it was from Ryan Potato. 1 sec. It's not come up there. Oh, no. I think the comments... Sorry, the comments flew in so fast it's disappeared. Sorry, dude. Oh... We've actually made a midfield signing. We've needed that badly. Like you've seen against Brighton, it wasn't even just Casemiro who looked leggy against Brighton. It was Kobbie Mainoo as well. Because simply there is simply put too much ground coverage responsibility currently. Not anymore. There's too much ground coverage responsibility for both Kobbie and Casemiro. Because, and as is the case and as it should be, Bruno Fernandes is your man, right? You build your midfield around reducing his defensive responsibilities as much as possible. And by doing that, you allow him to just focus on creating where he is one of the best in the world. However, with Kobbie and Casemiro trying to then cover all that space in behind, and Kobbie being, in my opinion, Kobbie's... If we look back on Kobbie Mainoo's career in 10 years' time, I don't think we're going to be looking back at any highlights of him making tackles in front of the defence. You may well see some examples of him carrying the ball out of defence with the ball at his feet. Brilliant. But ball carrying is his greatest strength. Bringing the ball forward. Working in tight spaces. In the opposition's half. That's going to be, in my opinion, the bulk of the highlights that we will look back on with fond memories of Kobbie Mainoo as a United player. Even though he could, if you wanted him to, play deeper. But that's where you get Ugarte in. Now, Ugarte is not a sexy, progressive midfielder in the same way that De Jong is. And he never, ever will be, right? But in terms of winning the ball back, in terms of simply being an OG midfielder, I think a lot of United fans are going to like what he brings. Let me read some comments out. Thank you very much, Mania, for gifting 10. Everybody today feeling dead generous. It is the best community in the world. I'm going to drop the link to the Discord one more time. All of you, get in there. Come on. What else are you saying down here? Alex said, glad the clear out and the squad rebuild feels like it's finally happening. I mean, it is. And it's the first time we've been able to truly, truly say that, I think. Let's read some more comments out. McTominay made us proud. Wish him all the luck. I think McTominay is probably, in my opinion, McTominay is the deal this summer. If you want to go in isolation, the deal where you know that Ineos are really, truly trying to raise the ambitions of our football club. Right? And the reason I'm saying that is because I think with McTominay, it would have been the easiest to argue that he deserves to stay in this Manchester United squad. And that would have been, it would have been okay. Maybe that would would have influenced our inability to not sign Ugarte. But McTominay leaving, and this is what the great clubs do. Now, I'm not saying that, anyway, let me make my point and I'll go down to the comments. McTominay leaving is a show of ambition that we could replace him with somebody else that probably does a better job than he is capable of doing, despite the goals that he brings. I think we've replaced that with Xerxes. He doesn't offer anything as a deeper central midfielder, and he never has, despite his physical frame. McTominay largely ghosts because he doesn't want to drop deep. He doesn't want to drop into a pivot, despite the fact that he got played in a double pivot with Fred for a long time. He was better going forward, and we've now got better options in that position. And therefore, Man United shifting McTominay on and bringing in a purpose-built defensive midfielder in Ugarte is ambition, is squad building. As I said, I think that McTominay deal is quite important in significance, in my opinion. Bodie, you're saying lunchtime is going to be the Ugarte video. It absolutely will be. The Ugarte video is ready. I probably won't even wait till lunchtime, ladies and gents. I might drop it after the live show live show here. What else are you saying down here in the comments? McTominay wants a red, always a red. Yeah, I wish him nothing but the best of luck. But I also know, just the same with Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, you could have kept them. And I wouldn't have been massively offended, but the best clubs shift players on before they are a waste of space. The best clubs shift players on when they actually hold value to other clubs and you actually get a decent price for them. Something that United have not done for years. So get used to it, all right? Next summer, there's probably going to be a player or two that gets sold that some of you might argue that should be staying. But that's how you build a squad. You have to piss some fans off by selling players that maybe they don't quite want to sell, rather than waiting for everybody to go, oh my God, get rid of this player. Exactly that. Someone's saying it in the comments. The best clubs are proactive. Man United, from a transfer perspective, have been very reactive. Oh, that player's awful now. Should probably sell him, rather than getting there a year or two earlier and being able to replace. Halftime Orange is saying, first instance this summer that maybe I'm a bit worried about the negotiation fee Ineos have paid, but very happy with the player. Yeah, it's a fair amount. But I will sort of reiterate what I said earlier in the show. 50 million euros is 42 million pounds, same as what we paid, I believe, we go over here, for Delict. Right? 38.5. Huh. I don't know. Anyway. Thereabouts. And if it goes up to 60 million, it's because he's been a success at the football club. I mean, I would have liked that to have been 45 million euros. So I'm not really going to be too offended about that. Right, let me see what's being said over here. Rob Dawson saying McTominay could travel for his medical as well today. Not much else is being reported there on Ugarte. A little bit from Fabrizio here, right, on the Ugarte situation. And this definitely feels like the truth. Manchester United never sent bids. 1 second there. Close that a little bit. Manchester United never sent bids for any other midfielder apart from Ugarte. He's always been option number 1, number 2, and number 3. And he's considered a perfect fit. Quickly down there, Alex, everybody in the comments. Look, can I just quickly say something about no caps on the comments? The reason I say that is because when it gets into heated arguments and people just start putting all caps, right? If there's a show today where people are just excited and they're celebrating, as a mod, you have to think about that, right? It's not like a blanket rule of no caps, but just use it when people are using them in the wrong way, all right? That's what I would say about that no caps rule. It's not just a blanket rule. Just be smart. What else being said down here? Right, there we go. In fact, I've just literally said this. And Ornstein's come in with this, right? Scott McTominay is expected to travel to Italy today with the aim of finalising the move. Agreement in principle on a deal worth £25 million and advancing towards completion on personal terms. So if you fancy doing this, Manchester United have just signed Ugarte for a deal worth £42 million and have sold McTominay for £25 million. So overall, it's less than £20 million that we're spending on Ugarte. Now that's a squad upgrade. You're not going to get you're not going to get a better example of a squad upgrade in one of Manchester United's biggest weaknesses. Right? Biggest weaknesses was midfield. I reiterate, I could not have said it anymore. I wouldn't have been able to look at United's window more than a 7 out of 10 without that midfielder. Maybe let's go down here and see if we can do this as a poll on Facebook. Rate the window out of 10. Not on Facebook, I mean on YouTube. Rate the window out of 10. I'll go for, well, I can only do 4 options. Right, I'll go for a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10. What would you put it down as? All right? Because it's been a very good window. I think even the biggest optimists would probably have maybe you would have expected more. Maybe you would have also expected another striker and a left back and another central midfielder. And it's just, I mean, the reality is that that's just not possible in one window. I believe this is, I'll do my research on this properly. Once the, well, it depends if Sancho goes, I suppose. But Manchester United may well make over 100 million this summer. Or thereabouts. It's going to be one of the best windows we've got in terms of money in. It's a big window in terms of signings, 182 million. And McTominay's going to Napoli. I hope he absolutely, and I think he will, by the way. I think McTominay in Serie A, used in the right way, would be fantastic. Finally. I can't wait to see that in action. The frustrating thing is, it probably has been, given that McTominay is flying out to Napoli on the same day that Ugarte is flying into Manchester, I'd be very surprised if those two deals weren't linked. Not directly, but indirectly. As in, Manchester United needed to make sure that we secured the exit of McTominay before we secured the arrival of Ugarte. That's probably what I would expect. And that's probably because of the bottom line. We signed Yoro, we signed Xerxes, and we signed De Ligt, and we signed Mazraoui. But I don't know whether we could have afforded to agree to signing of Ugarte. Certainly not on a permanent deal. I think if Manchester United were unable to sell McTominay, we probably would have signed Ugarte on loan, but I imagine probably with the full obligation of 60 million euros up front. So my guess, I suppose we'll never know, right? But my guess is that we've been able to secure a slightly lower upfront deal for Ugarte in terms of what we're definitely going to be paying, because we're paying it in a permanent rather than on an obligation on loan. How about Sancho and Casemiro, says Dean, that Sancho, Man United want to sell Sancho. We have wanted to sell Sancho all summer. Him coming back into the first team squad environment, I think we can now look at that. I don't even think it's just Captain Hindsight speaking. I think it was quite obvious. The hatchet wasn't completely buried between Sancho and Ten Hag. The way that Ten Hag spoke about it, didn't say about apologising, came and gave each other a kiss on the cheek and a hug, and they skipped off for dinner. Didn't happen. He's back in the first team squad environment to make sure that he is available to be sold. And he has been all summer, but nobody wants to pay his wages. Not one club in the world. Hence why he's still here. I see what you're saying down here in the comments. Jason is saying 7 out of 10 if Rashford, Maguire and Sancho were sold and then replaced, then it's a 10. So hold on here, Jason. You're saying a 10 out of 10 window is if Manchester United, let's quickly go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you're saying a 10 out of 10 window is when 19 players leave, either sold or free transfers, and Manchester United make 8 signings. Boy, you are hard to please. I'd hate to get you in Secret Santa. My word. Toby, thank you for gifting 5 memberships, dude. What's he saying down? Well, I'm going to read some of your comments out down here. United need a 20-goal a season minimum striker. It's been frustrating these first couple of games, but we also haven't had our main striker fit. We also haven't had Xerxes fit to start a game. So the 2 strikers that we do have in the squad, we haven't had for either of our first 2 games. It's not really surprised that we've struggled to finish. And Bruno should have been finishing better than he has. Ben Chilwell, that's not happening. Right, let me see what you're saying on the vote then. 1,300 votes in 4 minutes. Big up to all of you. 45% of you are giving it an 8 out of 10. 29% of you are giving it a 9 out of 10. With 12% saying 10 out of 10. And 13% of you are saying a 7 out of 10. Now, I'm going to keep my rating until the end of the window. When it's all said and done and we look back and I can then properly assess it all. Because maybe I'll be caught out. Maybe I will be surprised. Maybe Manchester United will make another little cheeky signing at the end of the window. So put this in the comments. Fire in some comments. I just said that twice. If United were to make a surprise signing at the end of the window, it's not going to be someone like Mega. It's not going to be someone that changes the quality of our starting 11. If we do make another surprising signing at the end of the window, what position do you think it would be in? Would it be left back cover? Would it be an experienced striker? Would it be another option in central midfield? Probably one of those 3 positions. I reckon so anyway. Which one do you think? 10 out of 10 if we can get a left back and a left centre back. Jason, mate, it's not club standards. Someone find me a window where Manchester United have made 8 first-team signings in one window. In fact, I don't think... I'd be very surprised if it's ever happened. Ever. Right. So, no, it's not club standards at all. What else are you saying down here? Sam, that's cheating. You took our ratings but won't give us yours. Got to keep you on your toes. Ineos are doing the job, says Neil. They're trying, which makes me happy. That's all we can ask. Danny, you're saying a left back. Peter, you're saying a centre forward. Jade, Kagotso, I'm Legend, and Jerry, you're all saying left back. Left back on loan, left centre back or left back. Lots of you are saying down here. What would I say? Honestly, I still think I might say a central midfielder. I think I would. Left back. I wouldn't want Manchester United to sign a specialist left back. If we got someone in that position, I would want someone who had the ability to play left centre back comfortably and to play left back if you need him to. So I would say either a left centre back, left back cover, not just one position. I have to be able to play both, which I'm not sure you're going to find that on a free or a cheap. And then central midfielder. One of those two. And people saying Ivan Toney is like, there is a reason, right? Just think about this. Anybody who says Ivan Toney, can I just please say something to you? Chelsea have needed a striker all summer. Have you seen them looking at Ivan Toney? Spurs signed a striker this summer. And they went for Solanke. Arsenal, they wanted Gyökeres. And they've not gone for Ivan Toney. And the only place that is interested in signing Ivan Toney is Saudi Arabia. What does that tell you? I think it tells you everything you need to know. And I don't think Ivan Toney, given his age and experience, he sees himself as a main man. He wouldn't be the main man at United. Højlund's our main striker. And we're playing a one-striker system. And we've got Xerxes who can play there too. Well, actually, we're playing a zero-striker system right now. Yeah, maybe going for Ivan Toney or a cheeky loan bid. Oh, maybe I wouldn't be offended on a loan deal, but he probably wants like 250 grand. But yeah, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs have all either needed strikers or signed strikers, and none of them are looking at Toney. Tells you what you need to know. Jimenez, I think, from finals going to Nottingham Forest, isn't he? I think he is. I'm just happy. I think Ugarte is going to have to probably prove a lot to doubters and a lot of United fans who are doubters about whether this is a good deal. That's fact. I think most United fans would feel it's a good deal, but is it a great deal? Will we be looking at Ugarte in 2 years' time and saying he's still a good central midfielder for Manchester United? Because when we signed Casemiro, we had one season where we went, love that. Next season, awful. Will we be saying the same thing about Ugarte? I really hope not. He's 23. You know, that's something that has kind of been a little bit forgotten about in this whole Ugarte situation. Dude's 23. He's got all of his peak years ahead of him. And probably has a little bit more development to do. We signed Casemiro when he was 7 years older than Ugarte. Had been there, done it all, won it all at Real Madrid. And came to United when he had been over the crest and was looking down on his career rather than looking upwards. And again, it's the right energy and it's the right profile of signing. Euro 18, Xerxes 22, I think. Ugarte 23. De Ligt somehow, still think it's a lie, is 24. It's not a lie. And who's the fifth signing? Mazraoui, who is 26, I think is the oldest one. But you can see it. You can see Manchester United are acting differently. We are signing different profiles and ages of players who instead of, I've made it, and now I'll come to Manchester United and they do the Alexis Sanchez and they sit on the lazy boy, crack a beer and go, I'm going to enjoy this now. Instead, they've got their best years ahead of them. And therefore, that hunger to succeed is at Manchester United. Now, lots of you are telling me to take a quick look at Fabrizio's latest. Right, there you go. A little bit more from Fabrizio on Scott McTominay deal. Right. Napoli and Manchester United are completing the deal today. He is prepared to and authorised to travel to Italy, 30 million euros plus 10% sell-on. And McTominay's what? I think I keep forgetting what his age is. I think he's 27, isn't he? Yeah, he's 27. If Scott McTominay was to leave Napoli for a... I can't imagine it's going to be a huge, huge deal. Yeah, so I can't imagine that's going to be a sell-on percentage that Man United get much from. Okay, right, De Ligt is 25. It doesn't matter, people. All right? They're going to be a year either side of what I said. But McTominay out and Ugarte in, right? That really is such a significant midfield squad upgrade. I can't even put it into words. It's not always about just having the best players. It's about having the right balance of players. And Alex, you messaged earlier saying, Sam, do you think that this will bring far more balance to our midfield? I don't think. I absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that will bring more balance to the midfield. My biggest question or concern, well, there's two actually with Ugarte, and I'll explain it a little bit more in my video that goes out in the next hour or so. Of course, I'm concerned about his progression. Will he be able to start the attacks from deep and receive the ball under pressure from defence and find a teammate with it? Okay. I'm concerned about that. But I'm also, and this is, I don't really want to see Ugarte being massively aggressive too much in the opposition's half. Like trying to win the ball on the edge of the box sort of vibe. Because if you do that and you lose the ball, the gap still exists behind. That's what Ugarte has to make sure. That he's not doing what Casemiro's doing and lunging high up the pitch. I'm sure that he would make a significantly higher percentage of tackles successfully, but I still don't really want that. And also, it will very much depend on United's defensive line. If you've got a higher line and you've got De Ligt and Martinez, and they're actually more standing towards a halfway line, then there's more of a safety net for Ugarte to try and win the ball higher up the pitch because there's less gap, there's less space in behind. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, the average age of Manchester United squad is certainly going down this year. That's for sure. Sheboygan saying, good signing, but if we paid this price, I feel we could have paid it earlier in the window and had him available sooner. Partly, and probably largely, I think, it's because Manchester United, they had their list of priorities and centre-back was top of that list. And I don't really think, let's be honest, I don't really think there's anybody that would have disagreed with that. You could have argued that central midfielder was a bigger, more important signing. But I think it was probably centre-back. And to the point where we actually got two centre-back signings before we got a central midfielder. But yeah, we needed McTominay to leave in order to facilitate this Ugarte deal. Ihan, you say, will Ugarte start for Liverpool? Hey, let's find out, right? It's Tuesday now. He's flying in for his medical. He'll land in Manchester, sod knows what time. Go and have his medical done. That should... Everything Ugarte-wise in terms of medical and contract signing should all be completed today. Then we'll probably be waiting for the official announcement tomorrow. A little bit later, they had to record all the stuff, blah, 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 right? So I imagine you might get an official announcement either late on Wednesday or early Thursday, or at some point on Thursday. He'll be in the squad. He'll be able to train once, maybe twice. Good thing is it's a Sunday game, isn't it, this week? I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. That'll give him an extra day. Is it Sunday? So, I thought it was Sunday at 4. Yeah, Sunday at 4. Gives him an extra day. I personally think he'll be in the squad, but I don't think that he'll be starting for Manchester United. Cedric saying he hasn't trained for 3 weeks. I believe he has trained. He's been doing individual training. He's just not... I don't know whether he's been training away from the first team environment, but obviously he hasn't been involved in a matchday squad. What's everyone telling me about this? Is that him? I don't know whether that's him or not. Is that him? Isn't it so annoying now that you can't trust a blue tick on Twitter? A blue tick used to be a guarantee. Elon Musk is such a whopper for doing that, man. What he's done to Twitter... to be fair, Twitter wasn't a moneymaker. And that's what he's tried to do. But anyway, is that Ugarte? Don't really know. I'm going to pretend that it is. He's happy. He's giving the eyeballs. Right, let me see what else you're saying down here. But Ugarte feels like a very Ten Hag midfield signing. Who were the comparative Ajax midfielders? Would you say it was Edson Alvarez? And is it Schöne? I think it was him. I think, I think he kind of falls into that category. He's not your De Jong. He's not going to be the ball carrier from deep. He's not going to be the chief progressor, the playmaker from deep. Yeah, he won't be that. I think it's more like an Edson Alvarez type signing. Which isn't going to be the sexy signing that makes United title contenders, but my word, it is just going to make us more secure as a team. And that's what we needed. Right? Ultimately, that's at its core, that's what we needed. More security in midfield. Because we've got an abundance of quality next to him now. In Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes. You have got the chief creator, arguably in the Premier League, in Bruno. And Kobbie Mainoo's just got it all. And he's going to develop. And Kobbie Mainoo is a ball carrier, is a progressor, is very good under pressure. All the characteristics of that midfielder. So if you just find somebody alongside him to sweep up and do all the dirty work, and that's what you've signed in Manuel Ugarte, then maybe United are hedging their bets that doing that and unlocking Mainoo by reducing his defensive responsibilities, reducing how much he has to sprint back and cover. That's what United have done here. They've put their eggs in the Kobbie Mainoo basket by signing Manuel Ugarte. And I'll be honest, like if I watched Mainoo in these first couple of games of the season, he started to look leggy off the ball. He's like sprinting back again. He goes, "Oh, that's what Ugarte is going to do. A proper sweeper midfielder." It's going to be exciting, man. It really is going to be exciting. What else are you saying down here in the comments? PSG will receive 10% of any fee if United sell Ugarte in the future. It's fine. No problem with that. Let me read a few more of your comments out and maybe we'll wrap up for today. Anybody who's just tuning in, the biggest news today, obviously, the Oasis reunion. I've got on there and I've got my Ticketmaster. My login is all updated. My gigs and tours is all updated. All of us, we're there, 9 a.m. on Saturday. You know what's going to really piss me off about this? Bots. Like ticket buying bots, all those systems that have been created. Man, the clamour for those tickets is going to be unreal. I've got an Oasis vinyl. Actually, not on the wall there. I've got Marshall Mathers LP and Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication. That's on my wall there. I can see those two. But I've also got What's the Story Morning Glory in the living room. Anybody want to get me tickets? Come on, get me some tickets. But then we've got the biggest news that remained as far as the transfer window goes. Ugarte, we've got the confirmation. A €50 million deal plus 10 mil in add-ons. If it gets to 60 million, it means he's been a good signing. If it doesn't get to 60 million, it means he's been a bad signing. And Manchester United have made a mistake. All right, let's find out. I don't give a crap. The Oasis City fans. It means nothing. I love Oasis. What else are we saying down here in the comments? What will my first 11 be? A JDK. Don't worry about that. Again, I'm waiting for the window to end, and I'm going to do a full squad analysis. I'm going to run through every position, the second player in every position, where the weaknesses still exist, and I'll give my opinion on how strong that squad is. I will also rate the summer transfer window by running through every single deal that's happened and giving it a rating and then giving it an overall rating. All right? I'm very excited about Ugarte. I think that midfield there of Ugarte, Mainoo and Bruno is the most balanced midfield that we've had at this football club for a long old time. Ugarte is going to be a defensive specialist. That's his role. Win the ball back and find a teammate with a pass. If he can just do those two things consistently, great, he'll be a very good signing. Because we've got Manu there who can be the ball progressor, and we've got Bruno there who can be the chief creator. Right? The video on Ugarte is not already released, but that will be coming. I reckon I might drop it at 10 or half 10. I haven't decided. But please do drop a like on the video. I reckon that's going to be the last Here We Go of the summer. I'm excited about it. I really, really am. No update on Eriksen. I don't think we're done this window, all right? We haven't got the confirmation of McTominay, but no, McTominay's done, right? I still think we could see Sancho leave. If we go to the leaving page here, Casemiro is going to stay. Hannibal is going to Burnley, so I need to update that one because he's gone. In fact, let me just quickly update that now. Hannibal's gone to Burnley, right? We already know that. Players leaving. There. Eriksen's linked with an exit. Nothing's really happened on that front. Lindelof is linked with an exit. Nothing has really happened on that front. Anthony linked with an exit. Nothing has really happened on that front. And Sancho, if there's going to be any that still happen, it will be Sancho, Eriksen, or Lindelof. Those are the three I think that could potentially still happen. I don't think there's going to be a Casemiro exit. There won't be an Anthony exit. That's going to be for next summer. And nobody came in for Marcus Rashford. And actually nothing really happened around Harry Maguire either. Right? I'm going to be... Right, the scene down here. Right, nothing else has been reported now. I'm going to quickly get the Ugarte video ready now. You'll really enjoy this one. It's the same sort of profile video we did on Yoro, on Delict, on Mazraoui. Today is the turn of Ugarte. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love. If you can, please do drop a like on the video. And if you are new to United People's TV, make sure you subscribe. It's going to be an interesting season. I think it will be an exciting season. But we needed that midfield signing. And we've got him now. All right? Take it easy, everyone.